However, you did ask about Flash and HTML earlier and areas like that. And people ask, is Flash on the way out? And it's a big question because it's, in one sense, the answer is yes, right? Like, you know, but we've got to convert every media platform to convert over at the same time, which is truly hard. The other side of it is, it might be dying in the US or backing off in the US, but it's definitely not dying in other parts of the world. And unfortunately, the States is not the be-all end-all for the world domination. And when you know, some of
the... Positive?
My green card is up for application. It is, yeah. But I was recently chatting to a creative director from Saatchi in Cape Town in New York, and they have Flash is so prominent there purely because it's a way out for people to have a better life. Mm-hmm. So Flash is apparently an easy thing to learn, and it's easy to learn how to code and move forward. So if you're in shanty towns, you can pick up a computer and learn how to code, and therefore you'll get a job that you can send money back to your family in areas like that. So yes, it's kind of dying here. We still have a lot of coders that do Flash, and we do a lot of Flash, and it still won't die. And I don't know if it will for many, many, many years. Many years.
Yeah, I can add to that. I mean, Flash is interesting because we've been building our digital team up steadily over the past few years. And when I was at Moxie, we would we'd bring in designers that knew Flash, and that was just part of it. Out of school, you knew Flash, you knew digital design, and you knew how to do time code Flash executions. And that's not the landscape here anymore. When we're looking for developers, and by the way, we do a lot of Flash as well. At BBDO, the media team buys Flash, we build Flash. That's how it works. So but to get new blood in, it's very, very hard. Designers and programmers, it's just not part of the deal. We've had to turn away developers that are amazing because they don't know this, and it's such a big part of what we do. And Flash serves a purpose. It just does. I mean, HTML5 is the adoption rate, it's not there yet. It's expensive. It is a lot of sites won't serve it. So I mean, so the way that we're doing it is we actually have technical leads that are training our Flash developers in HTML and HTML5. And from a media perspective, that's kind of the nice fit because we can do both and we can support both, and we'll continue to support both as long as both technologies are relevant. Now, to go outside of banner and media, HTML5's work is just blowing me away. I mean, the interesting thing is that musicians have really taken on, some, as far as ad tech goes, they've really embraced this. I mean, there's the most recent, this Bjork site that she just put up, and it's all all HTML5, and it's just amazing. You can build different galaxies inside of galaxies, and it's all over the place. And then there was Arcade Fire, of course, came out with their site a few years ago, and even Foo Fighters did something that's nice in HTML5. And the reason we're attracted to that from a development and a production perspective is because it's accessible, right? And everything that we do, or most of what we do, we want to have a nice mobile or tablet experience as well. And of course, Flash can't do that. But again, with everything else that I'm saying, we pick and choose the technology and the language, and to sync up with the audience and the message we're trying to tell. So
I'm just quick poll of those in the room that have worked on a Flash campaign. Just sort of raise your hand, or been involved with Flash. How many of you have been involved with HTML5? So it's roughly even, if not maybe even a little more, to HTML5. So I think that's interesting, just in terms of kind of the landscape and obviously where things are shifting. I think the challenge seems to be, and I think you guys have identified it, in the resources, right? Because Flash it's an authoring tool, and there's a scripting language behind it, but learning how to use an authoring tool is really different than learning how to write JavaScript.